It was 3 in the afternoon, and I was just about to doze off for 5 minutes shut-eye, when a runner arrived. "Colonel Rothstein from the U.S. Embassy, and the American Consul, Mr. Klingerman, to see you, sir." I might have guessed that Knut Rothstein would have been in Stan on the first C-130 available. He was dedicated to his job as military attaché. There was nothing diffident or withdrawn about Rothstein, and he wasted no time in getting to the point. "Mike," he said, "you've got to do something for me. There are 2 American families in the middle of rebel-held Stan, about 8 kilometers from here. I want them out. Klingerman will show us the way." Mr. Klingerman was a slight man with a studious, happy face. He was bubbling over with enthusiasm. To know Rothstein is to obey Rothstein. "Okay, Colonel," I said, "but you better stay here. In your position as middle—" He stopped me short. "Not bloody likely," he said. "Where you go, I'm going. These are Americans, lad, Americans. Don't worry about me. I'm just going in for the ride." "I'm under your orders. I'll do anything you say." The opportunity of having a full colonel, American Army, under command was not one to be resisted. I raised a patrol in 20 minutes, and accompanied by Klingerman, we set off. I put the colonel in an armoured car and took the consul with me in the tentacle. He kept up a steady chatter the whole way, oblivious of the gunfire, as though we were out for a Sunday afternoon drive. We arrived at the 2 houses in a residential area. Klingerman dashed in while I set the field. John Peters sealed off one end of the avenue and engaged the enemy, whilst the other end was held by a group led by the colonel. I just had time to see him kneeling behind an armoured car, blazing away with his M14 before we got the 2 families out. A man, some women, and 2 children. I think he was a professor at the university. I seated them in the back of the tentacle. One of the ladies was distraught. "What about Aunt Millie's present?" she cried. "I've left it in the kitchen." The man said something crisp about Aunt Millie. The rest of the family shouted her down with protest. This was no time to be thinking about silly things like presents, they all said. Let's get going, for heaven's sake," they chorused. In an effort to calm their nerves and show them there was nothing to worry about, I told the good lady to go back and get Aunt Millie's present, and anything else she wanted. She would never see that house again. She wanted to go desperately, but she gave way to the others. I blew my whistle, and we were off. The sea of rebels, which we had parted for a few brief minutes, closed in again, engulfing the house. Halfway back, we stopped to engage some snipers, and the colonel opened fire on the ANC by mistake. "Hold it, Colonel," I screamed. "That's our side. That's the ANC. Furthermore, damn it, you're doing what I've always wanted to do." Klingerman delivered the party to the aerodrome, and 4 hours later they were in Leopoldville.